Welcome back everyone to the Complete Pineleaf. We have headed back to Ulstgaruth because I've reached level 45 and that means it's time for my class quest. So let's speak with Hrotha here and find out what he has for us.
What do you need?
So Pineleaf, you think there are things I can teach you? Yes, I have heard of you. All of us who range the wilds of Eriador, be we elf, or Dunedain, or Eglan, have heard the tales. And yet you have sought me out, so what am I to do with you? I am no sage, hiding some old broken skull of a keep, spreading riddles to all who cross my threshold, and you are not the first warrior to ask me my secrets. All right?
Might I take a moment of your time?
And to that I will tell you as I have told the others. I know no secrets, or none that could be called wisdom. I trust my spear and my arm, my corselet and the strength of my heart. And perhaps that is the greatest lesson of our kind, to trust in yourself, the weapon you wield, and the armor you wear. Very well then, that is where we shall begin if you want. I will see you properly armed, and we will call that a kind of wisdom. So I'm to complete a warden's second best ally and a weapon of might and glory. I would prefer one of agility and glory, but that's another matter. We will remove that from the log since he has two other quests for me that's going to be about. And how about if we remove all those too? A warden's second best ally.
Could I speak with you a moment?
A good spear may be a warden's best ally, Pineleaf, but what good will it do when an orc archer riddles you with arrows, or some warrior from Angmar puts a sword in your guts? Answer that if you can. You will need some fine gear if you're going to face the greater threats of the world. If you're up to the task, I will guide you as you collect the items necessary to craft items of worth to such one as you. Bring me the components I need, Pineleaf, and we will see about making such an item of virtue as would benefit you. The first items I will need are hides from Hori Auroch, which dwell in the Misty Mountains. Wow, how about that? That's very good coincidence there. And the hide of a boar, Red Tusk, who roams the hills of Eregion. Well, I haven't been to Eregion yet, but I guess it's about time that we headed in that direction. Now, in this case, we're given a medallion or an earring. I would have thought that the second best ally would be a shield, if you asked me, but oh well. And what else? A weapon of might and glory. No, not a legendary item, since I'm not going after legendary items until Bingo.
Stay a moment.
Until Bingo says that it's time. So, the spear. Your weapons are good enough for a vagabond warrior, but we warriors deserve the finest of spears. Do we not, Pineleaf? Yes, I believe we do. Otherwise, we might as well be dunlading rabble jabbing at things with pointed sticks. Well, that's pretty much what a spear is, isn't it? Then, we must make a fine weapon for you, shall we not? Yes, a spear that befits someone of your repute. Then the minstrels might sing about it as well as you. It might work for you, of course. It means work, of course. I cannot do it all myself, after all, and nor should I. Bring me the breastplates of Angmrim who swarm upon Anuminus, and the spear of Aguard and Barak in for hell. Go now, Pineleaf. The enemy will not wait while you dawdle. Very well. Where should we start? How about we'll do the Misties last because the Misties is where I'm currently questing anyway. How about a Numinous? I need to find some Angmrim and take some spears from them. And I see Angrim just up ahead. I also need to occasionally kill one of these Gothrog, and that's because I'm still working on a deed for them. So I don't expect them to have the breastplates that I'm looking for. That is just to get... See, these are Elder Angrim High Priest. Now, the invaders, do they have to be ones that have the word invader in their name, or can they be any Angrim? That's where the question comes in, and I'm hoping I'll find that answer soon enough. So far, though, it looks like it is not the case. But, take care of a few of these. I'm going to be needing to kill a lot of these before I'm all done. Though I don't plan to finish that particular deed until I get to that in the epic storyline. Because yes, the epic storyline does include coming back to here to Numinous. Alright, he did not have the name Invader in his name, so that means it's just Invaders is a generic term. Good to hear that. Hello, come and join the party so I can get you all together. Ah, Major Fright. Oh, I just missed it. Oh well. But now I've got 3 of them, and soon I'll have a dozen. I have now gone over to Eregion, where we'll look for the second of the items, which is the hide of Red Tusk. That may mean going through a Dunlending or 2. Who knows? Maybe I'll get a page from the warmer areas, since I have all my cold area pages now. So getting a warm one or 2 probably won't be a bad idea. And besides, I'll most likely need a... I have found warm pages of Ringlore, yeah. I was looking for a page, but that wasn't the page I was looking for. Oh well. This will at least get me a little head start on my Dunlending deed, since I'm going to have to work on that when I get down back to this area. But I am just killing whatever I need to that's on my way to Red Tusk. Hey, you have any pages on you? Yes, as in books. Well, they did say I wasn't... I suppose I shouldn't be going around looking for spears off of them, because there's... Didn't he mock Dunlendings just using pointy sticks or something like that? Before I pointed out, of course, that a spear is a pointed stick. Alright, it's pointed with a fine piece of metal instead of maybe something that's fire-hardened wood or anything like that, but it's still a very strong pointy stick. Now, let's find Red Tusk. I have arrived in Red Tusk's territory. So I think I really have to go deeper into the area before I'm really likely to find him. It'll be a wandering boar, probably a big one. That's all I can think of for the moment. Oh, yes. And of course there's always the question of what else I have. Ben of the D's. Torek Bragel. Alright, that's one of those areas. Alright, now here are the boars. So look for what? Oh, that could be Red Tusk right up there? No, just a regular foraging one. Oh, Red Tusk! Where hold on. I got an idea. Don't I have an item found in... see, Beast. Let's see. B-E-A-S. Book? Did I do something stupid like put that into a vault? Because I thought I had a book of beasts that I earned. Oh, Tome of Tracking. I guess I could try that one. Cooldown 30 seconds. Yeah, but... Alright. Let's see. Foraging Tusker, Red Tusk, right there. Track Red Tusk. There you go. Right to him. And there he is. Okay. That's one way to make it easier. And I think that's one of the rare times where I've actually taken advantage of that item in there. I was thinking that I really should stop hoarding on things like that, because they go about 70 levels and never get used, which is rather ridiculous. But that made finding Red Tusk hide a whole lot easier. A way whole lot easier. Alright, that is 2 down. And I also got Splintered Warg Claw. Champions, Minstrels, and Bjornings. No, not a Warden item. Oh well, I won't worry about that at the moment. Now I need to find Bryok's Spear, and that means way up in Forhel. I suppose that the ingredients needed for making the weapon make a little bit of sense in here. We're needing Bryok's Spear. Is this Bryok right here? Yeah, Bryok Spearmaster. So getting a spear from a Spearmaster sounds like something that would be reasonable. And making a great spear is use that as a nice base. Perhaps to see this is what a great spear is like, or something like that. Or it could be that it could be the core of the new weapon, or used as the basis. Now, what I do with all those breastplates, I've got absolutely no idea. Perhaps it's going to be to get some metal in order to melt them down so I could get some great metal for it. I don't know, that seems like a little bit of a stretch in there, but at least getting a spear for the thing makes a little bit of sense. Now, I guess the next step is to head into the Misty Mountains. Now, why you'd need a boar hide and 6 aurochs hides in order to make a near ring is strange, to say the least. I could understand perhaps something like a shield, maybe. All those hides could come in handy. And even the quest name, Second Best Ally, that also makes it sound like it was for a shield. So I'm wondering if the original design was for a shield and that they later decided for an earring instead, because a shield sounds a lot more logical from it. I'm just going to have to think that the first draft was for a shield, then perhaps they decided the Wardens already had a powerful enough quest reward with a shield at level 45, so they decided to change the quest reward. That at least has some semi-logical sense to it. Because I can understand hides being used in a shield. I think you'd have a wooden or maybe even a metal frame with hides on it. Yeah, something to protect. Now, and I mean, of course, really powerful hides, such as aurochs hides or the... any more of these things around? Or the hides of Red Tusk. I've brought the ingredients, so I have no idea how you're going to turn these hides into jewelry.
What can I do for you?
Well, that is the beginning, Pineleaf. I will get these hides tanned and boiled, and you will get to the next items on the list while I stitch them together. I now require the barbed tails of Bargas of Imlad Balkorth and the spinnerets of spiders of Angmar. You're joking me, aren't you? Angmar. Now I know why I always go to the skirmish camp for these things. And a weapon of might and glory?
What do you need?
Ah, yes, this is good. This spear will do more good in your hands than it did in Bryox's. We can be sure of that. Let me get started then. No sense dallying, is there, Pineleaf? You go find the next items and bring them back to me when you have them. I now need the remains of the whites that roam Angmar for Hel and Anuminus, or Heligrod, and the gem-crusted claws of the cave claws of Angmar and Sarner. Sarner. I might try to get some of those the proper way, because this is just the right level to pay a little visit to Sarner. I have arrived at Sarner, and it looks like I happen to have with me an ancient dwarf spear. My javelin is not, so I won't be able to do much damage with that, at least if I go to the deeper parts. Oh, fun. New deeds. Wonderful. But I think that my spear, at least, will be able to damage these. Actually, these don't have any special trouble, this particular set, but I thought I saw... here. This one right here is great protection, high mitigation of everything except for Ancient Dwarf. But it looks like I am prepared on that score, thankfully. So now we can go inside. Here in Sarner, the main thing that I'm going to be needing are cave claws, because cave claws are the ones that relate to my class quest. I'm also going to be looking at Dour Hands here for that deed that I just unlocked. But I also have a few Sarner quests that I'm taking just because I'm being completionist here. And I also need a few rep clickies so that I can bring up my rep with the Thorns Hall. Oh boy, many, many deeds. I should clarify that the mobs that are up on this level right here, the closest to the ground level, don't need anything special, so I can just use normal ones against them. But when you go to the under areas, especially where you have the trolls down there, which I'll probably avoid anyway since that's intended for a group, those tend to have the debuff that requires you to have Ancient Dwarf damage. So you can do Sarner without Ancient Dwarf damage. It's just that there's some areas though where it'll be a lot easier if you had it. First of my gem encrusted nails. Now I just need 19 more. I've headed down into the keep now, and in the keep you'll see that they have the great protection. They need to have ancient dwarf damage in order to do anything to them. Now, is there anything in here that I need? I believe I have a couple of quests that require you to go into here. I don't think there are any cave claws, though. And the lack of cave claws is going to make it an unlikely place for me to want to do much farming in here, at least for anything. But I do want to complete a quest in here. The javelins aren't going to do any damage. I'll just have to leave it to my spear to do the talking, because my javelin is more suited against the dead than it is against ancient dwarves or enemies of the ancient dwarves, or whatever they mean by ancient dwarf damage. We'll go with damage against the ancient enemies of the dwarves. Not that I think Dour Hands are really ancient enemies of the dwarves, but it will do. Now, where do I find Gloomier? And of course these parchments. I think the parchments are downstairs. Oh joy. My options are limited without a good javelin up here. My javelin is also a bit dated on top of not doing the right damage. Probably I should have gone to a skirmish camp and picked one up while I was there. That's something for future consideration. Good grief. These guys are tough up here. Partly because you've got this fire from the goblins here. The fact that I don't have my full options available. But I managed to get my first scrolls. That's one scroll down, many more to go. Oh, right, 7 more to go. And finding out, oh, actually, yeah, maybe Gloomir's up there. Alright, I'll find out. It's been a while since I've been here. I managed to collect all the scrolls. Yay!
What do you need?
And that gave me Kindred. Yay! Completed Kindred to Thorn's Hall. And I believe that means that
What do you want?
I can get a port to Thorn's Hall. 199 of 100. What level are these things? Level 50 minimum, level 45. Actually can get some rep equipment maybe. It only costs 50. Oh, I'll see if any of them are useful. And I believe I can get a goat from inside. And that'll take care of my Thorn's Hall stuff. So what does that leave next? Ah, I still need the revered white remains, barbed barghast tails, and spider spinnerets. Now these things from Angmar, it's going to be a while before I get into Angmar because actually not all that far away now that I think of it, but this is for the other side of Angmar where I don't have access yet anyway. So I'm going to go and get these from the skirmish camp. As for the white remains, I'm going to still think on that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to run Fire and Ice, see if any of them drop in there. I don't think they do. I think they only do in the main part of Heligrod. If that proves to be the case, I'm most likely going to get those at the skirmish camp too. But it's nice to at least get one of the sets through normal channels. In case you're wondering what about Gloomir, I remembered since earlier that Gloomir is a rare spawn. Spawns every 6 hours, comes up at a random place, and I am unlikely to find him, especially on this server where Sarnair is a little bit busier than on the other servers. So I am going to pass on that particular quest, especially since I'm already Kindred. Now, let's have a look at this goat here. Oh, we want the bounce collection for a goat there. Prized Thorn's Hall goat. I think that's the one I want. There you go. Oh yes, that's a nice coat. Now what I'm thinking of is I'm going to use this for inside Moria, and that the white one that I've been using in the Misty Mountains, I'm going to use that when I am in mountainous snowy areas because I think it's nice and appropriate for there. But that's it for today's episode. Next time we are going to go into that Heligrod instance, see if I can get any white remains there, but mainly to continue the epic storyline in the next episode of The Complete Pineleaf.